All right, I think the basic thing that we are going to be doing is R Markdown. And R Markdown, I'm not going to waste my time to define it or to tell you what it's going to be doing. The basic thing about R Markdown is that is part of a section in R that allows you to be able to prepare your report alongside with your code and then your results from the codes. That is basically what R Markdown is known for. But it uses everything that the ordinary R uses. There's tools and whatsoever that we have to install packages and whatsoever, everything remains the same. It's just some few exceptions here and there that I'm going to be showing you. That we have this being shared. Let me pull up my R. This is R Studio, my R Studio, and then let me check this and get to where we were. This is where we have been having our tutorials. Every single code is here. All right, so just like I have this line here, I can just run it like this and it will come. But this might mean nothing. All right, in R Markdown, what you normally do is maybe you wanted to say that 55 of the people in were added to maybe 55 of the young guys, and this was the results. You can do that in main R here. We call it inline text or inline code in R Markdown. So I'm going to show you some few things I've already done. So this is how R Markdown looks like. So we are going to reproduce this together. So look at this. I have this over here. It's a whole analysis of something, and then I have another subheading, and then the first part. You see that I have the first part. I wanted to know this. So this is the code, and this is the results. So any other person who know that this is the code that you run to get this results, the person can reproduce it. And if you are somebody who is familiar with GitHub, when you go to GitHub and you want to look at how somebody has done his work, because these days if you have done a paper, people expect that you publish how you did the work in GitHub. People can go to GitHub, and when you look at this, you will see at the end there is a place where you can just copy it, and then you go into R and then you can run it, and then you are able to get this. So you see that here I wanted to know the summary and produce the summary for me. Then I wanted to look at the scatter plot. So you see that the entire report is ready. And when you look at the very bottom down here, you will notice that I wrote a statement. The standard deviation of the demand is, I was just writing something useless. It didn't make sense anyway. But I wanted to say that you can, I wrote it from here all the way up to this place. But this place, I did not write this 14.8 something. I put a code there in between, and then it will interpret, to run the code and generate the figure that I want. So this is basically how R Markdown works. Let's go to R Markdown. So if you're on your R Studio, this one, please, let's open R Studio and let's follow the steps one after the other. If you're on R Studio, go to on top here, you see session. You go there and click on session. Then you have new session. Then I'm going to come to new session. I'm going to click on that. And then it's going to take me to a new blank session of R. All right. So as you can see, a new session of R has come. I expect all of you to do the same. Now, if it has come, you can see that we have something untitled here. The untitled here, we need to save it. If you don't want it this way, you could go to File, go to a new file, go all the way down. You will see text.file. When you do, the same thing will come, just like the way we have. I'm going to save one of them, And it is in saving the file that you tell R that you are actually dealing with R Markdown. I did not show this. When you go to this place, the new file, and then you are going down, you can see that we have R notebook and we have R Markdown. Don't worry yourself clicking on the R Markdown here. You can see C++. I don't know whether you guys have done C++. I have some small knowledge about it. Java scripting, whatsoever, Python script, shell scripting. I've done some small scale scripting. I've done SQL. Then you also have HTML. This one, we use it when you are you want to design a proper website. So, and then R documentation is also here. These are things that I was thinking that with time we may learn them, but unfortunately, my boss has given me a new assignment I have to be with. Now, if you have this plain text like we have, you are going to come here and see this blue button there, and you see save. So I just open two. So let me remove one. I'm going to save this one. So you click here, save, and then it will take you straight to your local machine. On the local machine, where are you saving your document? I want to save them on desktop. So I'm going to click on desktop and come to the file name, write however you want. So I'm going to say that R Markdown tutorial. So I'm going to say R Markdown. I'm just going to leave it there, and then you say dot capital R M and D. Now when you save it capital R M and D, the dot, that's what we call file extension. This allows any programming language or any IDE, integrated development environment, to understand what kind of code you are going to write, or what kind of, for instance, if it were Python, I would have entered it with a different extension. If it were C++, if it were C#, here we are dealing with R Markdown. So the file extension allows the R Studio, which is an IDE, to be able to understand that from now on, what I am going to be doing here, it is R Markdown. So it will interpret it accordingly. So when you have done it this way, then you save. You see that when you save, the entire everything there on your first panel of your R Studio changes. You will see something like neat, something like on save. You see the neat also here, and you see a lot of things there. Let me pause and ask, have you done this?
I tried the procedure you gave is a different window comes altogether. When I click on the plus, the extreme left, and I click on the option that comes and I arrow markdown, a page pops up, title, date.
No, that way is going to be a little bit of complications for you. But have you done it? Has it worked for you?
No, not yet.
Well, so the easiest way is when you have a new session, you see an untitled script. Just go and click on the blue button where we save. This particular blue button here.
Yeah.
When you click on that, it will take you to where you want to save it on your local machine. When you choose that, then write the name you want and put dot R. The R must be capital, followed by a small m and small g. That's R Markdown. That's the file extension.
Okay.
So when you do that, you are going to see all that you are seeing on my screen right now. You see neat on save, the neat also here, and then the C++. Oh no, this C++. And then you have your run button here, and of course, if you want to publish your results or outline whatsoever here. If you have that,
I have to say more.
Come again.
When I press on the where you just said,
Yeah,
A
the save
save
button.
file, yeah, save
yeah,
file
save file
comes
comes
pops up.
pops up.
Then there's a
Then there's a
then
then
there's
when
file
there's
name
file
and
name
save
and
as.
save as.
Did you start with the session? I said start with session. Go to new session.
New session.
New session.
No, if you check, okay, then what? Close the entirely this particular window. Close this particular arrow, the one that you have. Go and click on X. It should take that arrow out and leave the old one that was there. And then, if you have your R Studio, when you open your R Studio, go to the first where you have the source pan. Then you will see on top there session. So when you click on session, you should see new session. Then you click on new session. That's even the first link. When you click on new session, it should open a whole new session for you, and that new session will come with it will come with a new script, and that particular new script, you save it. You go and click on the save button. You just type the name that you want, but I'm saying that the file extension must end with capital RMD. That way, you want to tell the IDE that I am dealing with R Markdown for now.
Big Brother, I've been
able to do it.
Okay. If you have done it, you will see one, and you will see on top of the one you see source, right? And you see visual, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Great. Yes, yours has worked.
This file was created as that will no longer open as.
Okay, then now just okay, then leave it that way. Don't close it. Leave it that way. Go to on top your source pan. The source pan. I mean the windows. The four windows are what I'm calling pan. So the first one where we are always that's the source pan. On top of it, you will see something like a links or like a tab. Let me say tabs. There are tabs. So you can see a tab called session. Can you see that?
Yes.
So go and click on session. You see new session. That's the first one. Click on new session.
That was what I followed. And the new window popped up, and I tried saving it.
Now, so if you do like this, and then this particular new session opens, like this one that I'm doing, the new session has opened, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this particular new session, if you roll down this, you will see that there's already a new script, but it's not titled.
Yes.
Untitled one. Okay, now come here and click on save, the blue button.
Yes, I did that.
So I did that. So when you click on that, the save should take you to your local machine. That's your local computer. So you choose where you want to save it, and then write the name. If you write the name, say first tutorial or R Markdown, then it must end with R, small m and D. So when you do that and you save,
when you do your own and the save comes, my own no option comes. It's save as type. With no options. I don't know if you understand. No, when you want to save they'll give you the options, the kind of file you want to. On my laptop, it doesn't bring any options.
Wait, when you click on save here, does it take you to your local machine like this?
It takes me to my local machine.
And then
have you seen that there is file name and there is save as. behind F. Need,
Yeah, I can
need
see
with a hand.
the
In
file
your
name.
case, you can see that all files.
But in your case, what do you see?
Nothing comes up.
So don't worry. In the file name that you are supposed to write the name, and it should end with dot. Is the file name there?
Yes.
So inside the file name, that's where you type the name, how you want it. So if you want, you can say Markdown tutorial, maybe R Markdown tutorial like this. But it whatever name you want, but it must end with dot, R, small m, and then small d. When you do that, then you now come and click save. That should that should be enough.
Yeah. That's what I did. But my just this file was created as an arrow with 5 spaces. Don't worry, I'll go through the other one. I think that one there was an issue. When I just click on the add like
Okay.
that plus sign and then there's Markdown and I click on the Markdown.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
just
Then-
write the title. I'll go by the
Okay. So, but the old one, that style, do you see? If you see this configuration over there, then I am okay.
yeah.
Okay. So this was where we were. So, but that old one that you have, the script over there, is it saved? Is it what? I mean, you gave it a name before you saved it.
Yes.
Because if you come here and you go to file, then you come to R Markdown file or R Markdown on top here. Then if you open it and it's going to give you all these things here, the title here, you give the title and then whatever you the author and whatsoever. When you finish and you click OK. Now when you come here, you should be able to see that the file has been, or the script is saved this way. I'm doing this because if not, later on you won't be able to find, you won't be able to know where your output is located.
Okay.
But here, okay. So you see that when you save file and then you go to new, go to R Markdown. So when you are saving, you should know that at this particular place, I am saving it in my document.
Yes.
You see that it's in document. So later on, when I'm looking for my HTML, what is it, a report or my PDF report or Word report, I should know where to go and find it. I'll go to document and find it.
Yeah.
But in this particular script, I saved it in my, okay. All right, so when we have, if you have it like this, the next important thing is, let's go to help. You can see help on top there. Click on help. Then go to R Markdown quick reference and click on R Markdown quick reference. It's also going to change some things. You can notice that it has changed your right hand side bottom window. Do you have that?
I think we should go to R Markdown.
Quick reference.
Okay.
When you click on quick reference, you should see this. You should see the first. You are going to see the definition of R Markdown. Is it there?
Yeah.
Yeah. R Markdown is an easy to write plain text format for creating dynamic documents and reports. See using R Markdown to learn more. You can click on this link if you want to learn more about R Markdown. Alright, so now you can see something called emphasis. The emphasis here, the italics, when you put 2 stars between any word, it means that you want to italize the word. If you put the 2 stars, if you sandwich 2 stars distinguish a word by two stars, it means you want the word to be bold, and then in that order. Now, when you come, the first thing, if you want to have your document with a header, a subheader, and maybe another subheader, then you must start the first one with only one hashtag or one hash. The second header is what the two hash, and then in that order. Then we are going to start from that place. I'm going to leave this one audited list and audited. We are going to come to that. So now when we come here, this is our R Markdown tutorial. So let's assume that we are on our console and we have a lot of databases that are packed in R. For instance, let's say I want to look at head. This one, don't type in the R Markdown code. What is it? Don't type at the usual place we used to type, because I just want to show us something. So let's say I have head. You see the head comes. So I'm going.
You check my listing for me. I am not able to.
Okay, I'm coming. You're listening. Is it possible for you to close your R Studio entirely and relaunch it? Because I'm thinking that you might have saved all your document. If you have not saved, go to your arrow. You see this blue button, the same blue button on the ordinary arrow, and click on them. Click it to save everything, and then you close the entirely and relaunch the arrow. And then we go through the process just like what I did. Have you relaunched it?
Yes.
So now you are on your fresh R Studio. Go to session. Go to new session. Like this.
New session.
Yeah. Let's wait. Mine is opening. Has your new session opened?
Mine is also opening.
Okay.
Yeah, a new window pops up.
Okay. So now if the new session has been launched, the new session should come with, you will see on the source pan on title.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, this thing is just disturbing.
Hello.
Yeah, I am the only person.
I think Big Bright 2 has gone off.
I don't know why my own is not doing. I just confirm
You have
change.
You have your new session right now,
Yes. So
and then you went
I've
to session. Okay.
yeah, so I've done that, and then when this thing came
So
up that I need to change, I just said yes.
okay. So there was a pop up that came. Then you said yes, right?
Yeah,
Aha. So now if you look at your, I mean the source pane,
yeah,
source pane open, you see that there's a red. It is labeled, and then there's some red this in there with the dot RMD there.
yeah.
Aha. So you are done. That's it. It's no more untitled. And then the file
It's
there
no
looks
more,
like
and
R.
yeah,
Yeah, and
because
the file
I
there
said
looks like
it
some
in
Hello.
red
r
button.
markdown dot rmd.
What is it? Sorry. Uh, some guys, they came for some classes, and then unfortunately they are stranded. So they wanted me to check to see what I can get some guest houses. So if I'm done with with today's tutorial, I will just. So Paulina, has it worked now?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is where we were. I've even opened plenty of them now. I think this is the main arrow. Yeah, this is where we were. So now, have you saved it like the way I indicated?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you save it, you can see that on that source pan you will have one, and you see source on top of the one. You see
Yes.
visual. Okay. You see neat and other things. Okay.
Yes.
Great. All right. Then in that case, we are all good to go. And this is what I was saying. When you have that, but when you look at the bottom right window, it is still the ordinary R with all of them there. So
Yes.
you need to see how R Markdown works. Go to Help, come to R Markdown Quick References, click on that. It's going to bring up all that you need to know about R Markdown. You see the definition and whatsoever. And this is what I just explained. So now we are going to follow this setup that is here under the quick reference that we just launched, and then follow it until we have exhausted to the first thing is we have if you want to italize, remember that R Markdown is a plain text way of analyzing your data and putting your report. Source here where my cursor is blinking. Actually, just say I can just write anything here, and the text will be printed like that. But there are ways we can incorporate the text with data analysis, and that's all that R Markdown is going to do. So if I'm doing a text like this and I want it to be italicized, I'll just put a star at both ends. If there are two stars both ends, it means that I want it to be bold, and that one is not any big thing. So the first thing is we want to create a header 1. Remember, we are preparing a report. That's what R Markdown is all about. You are preparing like a report, and at the same time, the report with your codes and your figures and your results, all of them. Instead of you going to R, run the whole thing now, come and export is a bit cumbersome. So now when we come here, the first thing we are going to write the hashtag, and then we say that we want, let's say, analysis of was doing the BOD data set, which is found in R. Analysis of the BOD. So I'm doing that with hashtag. Now, if I want to have a subheading, I will put 2 hashtags like this. Okay, just follow the syntax at the right hand side here, and I will say that this one I want that one to be the first analysis session. You see that immediately you start typing, the color changes. So I am okay. I am done with the first session, or I'm done with the header or whatsoever. Then I now want to come down and say that I want part 1. Maybe I want to do my analysis based on parts. So I can say first part. So, but because I want it to be printed in bold, so I'm going to give it 2 stars like this. If I want it to be printed in italics, I'll give it in 1 star. So I'm going to say first parts. So this first part of my analysis, first parts. So I will end it with also, if you are familiar with Facebook, you know that in Facebook, if you want to make something bold, you use these stars and whatsoever. In programming, we call them wildcards. They are the same. So if I do like this, I am done. So now I can come and now start my analysis. So let's assume that we are going to be dealing with the BOD data. But you know what we always do? We want to have fair knowledge about what that is. So we can say head. If I do head here, or let me come down this way, leave 1 space up. Please leave 1 space, there's a reason. And then I'm going to say head. I want to look at the head of the data. You see that when you type head, nothing comes. You just have to put the things yourself. And then I'm going to put inside the BOD. That's the head of the data. Now, sorry. This way you need to come out of it and enter. The second, I want to look at the class or the dimension of the data. So I'm going to say dim and put here, let's say, the name of the data set. Then perhaps the third one, I want to look at the structure. And this is the function for structure. So I'm going to say BOD, and then this might be all. When you leave it like this, it's a plain text. When you go and print it, that's exactly what you're going to get. Nothing's going to change. For it to become code in R Markdown, on top of it, you need to open it a block. I'll make it like a run center. That keyboard, which is closed, is just below the tilde key. If you know the tilde key, that if it is a QWERTY keyboard, or when you check the tab key, on top of the tab key, you will see there is a tilde there. You can see that there's a tilde there. If I press shift and that key, you will see tilde. This is what I'm talking about. But if you press only that key, you are going to see this ASCII is some small key bit there. Press it 3 times. 3 times something happens. You see that a block has opened. It's only a block that has opened, but you have not indicated whether that particular block, what kind of code is that? Is it a Python code? Is it R code? Is it C++? Is it a JavaScript? Whatever. So you have to indicate what kind of code that is down there, and then the RStudio will interpret it accordingly. Here, to indicate that this is an R code, we open curly bracket like this and put R there. R in small like this. We have finished. Immediately you put R there, you see that on the right hand side, you will see run comes and the block has already been opened. But this block is not closed yet. To close this block, you come and enter on the new line, and on that new line, you do that same small key I'm talking about 3 times. Like this, you have closed the block. So now you will see that there's an arrow pointing down, there's an arrow pointing up, telling you that you have finished with the block. Now when you come out of it, you are entering into a new block. Is understood? Please try and do the same
Yeah.
and let's see.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. So now let's go and open a new block. Now the new block here we want to open, we can say every block you are going to open, let me say this, it always starts with that funny key called the ASCII. And when you do that, then you open your shift and then your curly bracket. And when you put arrow in it, you are telling the IDE, the R Studio, that this particular block I have opened, the codes I am going to write inside are R codes. So when you are going to do what that means. So now if I come out of this and I come down here, because I have already opened the block, I have already told that particular block is going to be made of R codes. When I'm writing a function and the function is in R, you will not see that the pop-up will come by itself. The first one, when we were writing, the block coming because we hadn't indicated that the block was for R. But now we have indicated the block is for R. So let me say, if I now want to write like summary, you see that summary has come. So I'm now want to look at summary of BOD. All right? And then in that case, I can come and enter within that block. And then maybe I want to look at the, let's say, any other, maybe I want to look at the class. So you see that class comes and I can put into bracket BOD. So I can now do this. Maybe what else do I want to look at? Maybe I can leave it this way. So to close that block, then you bring your 1, 2, 3 again. And that block has been closed. Now we can come again. We can come again to a new line. And then let me show you something. We can also have something we call inline code, inline R code. I'm just rushing because I need to attend to these ladies. They came for weekend classes at Tech University, my friends, and then they are stranded that they don't have a place to sleep. So I want to go and check some 2 guest houses here for them to see whether I can find one for them. So I just want to rush quickly and then I finish it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
So now I want to show you how to do the inline. So let's say that now at this point, maybe Paulina now want to write that maybe the mean carbon or the mean demand. So I can say that the average demand was, you see that I've started with a sentence. Let me write was. So now I've started with a sentence. But in this case, what is the average demand? I don't know. So where I am supposed, if I know the average demand like 77, I'll put it there. But I don't know. I want the code to interpret what that average demand is. So I'll have to put the code there. And to do that, you see come up with a small hash key. And when you do that, when you type R, automatically the other one closes. Then write whatever that you want in between there. So, and we know the average, I'm talking about mean. So I'm going to say mean, what is it? And then, oh, sorry, let me put here mean. Mean, so I'm going to put, what is it into bracket? I want the mean of BOD, and I have to put this and select what demand. The mean demand.
Mr. Bright.
I think his network is down.
Like
Then you can educate people.
when you wrote the average demand was It is
Average demand
star,
was.
right?
Yeah.
It is star, right?
Is star
No,
admin
that
or
one is a. I just wrote the
Is
average demand
star
was.
admin or
Okay, I
that
said
symbol
the
there?
average
Is
demand
it
was.
R?
When you do that and you want.
that symbol there? Is it R?
No, no, no.
Hey,
That's the same symbol you were
star.
using to open the block. The blocks
Yes,
on top here.
Okay.
this star.
No, it's not star. It's ASCII.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank
So
you.
when you open that and then you add R to it,
Okay. Okay.
automatically close. The same key will close on the other end, telling you that it's an inbuilt code that is found within. So when I run this particular the whole thing, I'm going to print the result. You won't see. You see, but the time check time wasn't checked. So I'm just going to leave it like that and put your full stop and then come here. So if I want to do another block or whatsoever, or if I want to write another thing, or let's say want to view it, then I can come and say that, let's say I want to open another block. So I'll come and say 1, 2, 3. The block has opened, but it's going to be an arrow code. So I'm going to do my curly bracket open and I'll put arrow there. Here. So in this case, what am I supposed to do? I want to find a scatter, what is it? A scatter of finished. Maybe I don't want any other thing else over there and say, and then I'll close that particular block. So what do I do? The same key, 1, 2, 3. That block has been closed. Then if I come here, I've opened a new one. That's what we are supposed to be doing. And then at the end, if you want, when at the end of your analysis, you can give a footnote. So 2 stars, and then you put the stars, and you see that the color changes immediately. Now, when you have done this, I mean, have we all done this up to this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Now, when you have done this, this is just a plain text. When you have done this, go and save. Go and click on save. The save button on top here. Now, what you are saving this particular script just like the way it is in a plain text on your local machine where you had initially saved the entire document. If you are saving it in desktop, when you go to desktop, you are going to see the name of the file just like the way it is. But at this point, if you save only this one, nothing. There's nothing you have done really that's much. The next important thing to do is to knit this, and that is where the report now comes. So go up to your knit and click on the pointer down there, the drop down pointer. Then you will see that you can knit it as HTML file or a PDF file or a Word file. But before you can knit it to a PDF file, you have to install some packages. I'll be doing that tomorrow with you. Before you can knit it as a Word document, you have to also install some packages, which I will also be doing tomorrow. That will be the intermediate level. So the default knitting package for R Markdown is HTML. So once you have, if you don't want any problem, now go and click on HTML like this, and then you see that. You see, so now in any of the codes that you were writing, If any of them had what is it? One of the codes is not correct, you are going to see an error, just like the way we were seeing the ordinary error in the other areas. So you can see that I have an error here. They say they cannot find a function called str. Hello, are you all watching?
Yes.
Yes, please.
But can anybody identify the problem here?
Capital S,
Capital S,
small
Exactly.
small s.
That's all. Thank you. Thank you. So, because I was typing it as a text, the first letter they just identified it as. So when that happened, you simply just go back to wherever the problem is and correct it, and then you go back to your knit, then come and knit it again. This time around, you will see that render. When you look in your console, you will see it is rendering, and then after that, your report is being produced. It is produced here. Do you all have it?
Yes.
Great. Now, this report that you have has been saved on your document, or wherever you have it, you are saving your file in your local machine. It is there. So now you can see that if I want to look at the head of whatsoever, it is there. If I want to look at, so this was the head, this was the dimension, it was 6 rows, this and this. This was the structure of the entire thing. And then we looked at the summary, and then we looked at the class, and then we were able to produce a scatter smooth plot, and then this is how it looked like. And then we wrote here, end of analysis. Now check the first part. We have analysis of, I think I made a mistake here. It shouldn't have come with in the continuous line. I should have ended with a line and then enter. I'm going to show that tomorrow. But you see that we have the first parts. At least I could close this and go and say we have a second part. You see? But you can actually do that yourself. You can just go to any of the place, go back to the script. Here, maybe you could come to the script after the summary. Then you come to a new line there and say that maybe that particular new line is going to be your second part. So I'm just going to say 2 stars there and say my second part, and then end it with another 2 stars like this. If you finish, if you come back and knit it again as HTML file, that's going to produce a new file all over again. And that comes. So now we will have first parts. Then when we go, we have the second part, which is here. So as you are doing your analysis, you can be writing your steps just like the way they are. And when you finish, your report is ready. This first part, we could have written a whole text as long as it starts with the 2 stars and end with another 2 stars. We can write the whole thing bold in italics. We could have written it like this. Okay, I'll be doing that tomorrow with you. End somewhere, maybe the second part. This is the analysis of the second part of this particular data. But you want the word data to be in italics. So you put what? 2 stars in between that word. Then continue writing. So you see that you are incorporating the function within function, and by the time you finish, it's like LaTeX. Your whole report is ready with the way you want your headings and your images to be like. God willing, tomorrow I will show you how to be able to incorporate any other thing. But insert like you can insert pictures here because you are preparing a report. You can insert additional pictures. You can insert additional information. How to import data there. How to create your own data over here. And I want to challenge you before I leave that I want you to also when you go, try and see how the most important thing is when you have this first part set. All these ones, they are text, but you want the text to come in a particular format. It doesn't really matter. What matters is how to create these blocks, how to do inline text, inline code, and that's all. So here we could have created. Go ahead.
The inline text.
Yeah.
I was expecting to see only a value there, but I think I saw the code.
Oh, wait. I didn't realize that. Is that the inline text? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The inline
The
code.
inline
Yeah.
code. Yeah.
Great.
Arrow is word demand.
Okay, let me check and see where that issue is. Second part.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Second
This
part.
place.
Second part.
Great. So thank you for identifying this. Let's go back there and see why R did not print the mean. Where's my R Studio? Is it this one? Great. So I'm coming here and then I'm going to just create a simple, I'm going to create a space here and then knit it again. And you see what will happen. Now, is it there?
Okay.
Yes.
So now,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So immediately you put the arrow there, the Aztecs, that particular ASCII, and then you put the arrow. Any other thing you are going to write in between, you have to create a space between the arrow and then the mean. But because there was no space, you can even create a table within the inline. You can actually have, after you have created the block, you can go to the main R studio that we're having, copy any code there, and come and put it in between the block. Okay? Hello?
Yeah.
We are with you, please.
We are with you, please.
The old arrow codes that we're having, there was one arrow code, there was one session that we did for, let's say, regression. So what I want you to do as a form of assignment, I want you to go there. You have the codes already there. Now, just come follow this particular direction. Copy the code from there. Come and put it in between the block. If you want it to appear in an in-text, then you know how to put the thing within the text. And then separate it with this second part, third part, and then put the writing there and see how the whole report will come out and how it will look like. And then you will see how beautiful the whole thing is. When you finished, then you run it. So I have to leave you guys here. Yes, please.
The last one.
Where
we have the block.
Where we have the block.
Is it also possible to get it off so that it will not show in the HTML?
Yes. If you don't want, if you don't want the plot to come off.
The block. Yes, the block.
The block.
But the result
alone.
Yes. If you don't want the this codes to appear, and you want only the so you come here. When you create the block and you put that it is R code and you put the R there, leave a space and come and write echo. You see that echo equal to put false. In this case, if I do this thing again, you will only see the results of head, dimension, structure, but you will see the code there. Let me do it and then let's see. So when we are going up to see, so you can see that the first part, you don't see the code there, you don't see head. You can only see the results. So that's how we are able to hide the codes. But this one, open science people don't like it all. It's like you don't want people to know how you got your, they can't follow. And the purpose for R Markdown was for like open science people, so that when you say you have got the results, somebody should come and repeat it and get the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so but this is how it is. In fact, within this echo here, I'll be showing you a lot of things tomorrow. There are a lot of things you can do after the R to say that, okay, this is the arrow code, but this is how I want it to appear. You can use Vim, you can use Echo, you can use Cat, you can use this, and a lot of things. Okay.
Thank you.
So, I'm sorry, we would have gone a bit deep, but some people are stranded. I need to go out now and go and see what I can help them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
On your way, what? You might find a
Okay.
lady.
What is it? Eben, after that, twist her ear for me. What
I
she
will.
has a sister, but she doesn't
I
want.
will.
She has a sister. She should try.
Do what?